Here's what I want to say to the old me. It is okay to rest, and your worth is not dependent on what you achieve, how much you do, and what status you have. I remember very clearly after my daughter was born 6 years ago, 2019 August, I couldn't rest. I did not know how to rest. Even in the first month after delivering her via natural birth, I couldn't sit around to do nothing. I felt like even after pumping, after breastfeeding, after playing with her, after changing her diaper, it still wasn't enough. I couldn't let myself sit around to lie down, do nothing, or be on my phone to rest my mind, because I felt very worthless as a mother, as a new mother, while let's say my confinement nanny or my mom was helping me out with the other chores. And I think I kind of knew how this perspective came about, probably from how we have witnessed our parents working really hard throughout their lives and kind of never resting. My parents are the kind who work really, really hard, and they feel very proud when they don't take a single MC at all in the whole year, which is insane. But I think that also just taught me something, or made me realize something very subconsciously throughout my growing years, which is that I always had to be working or doing something. I couldn't be seen doing nothing. And even though my parents have never said, don't sit around and do nothing, they've never scolded me for resting, I can't allow myself to rest. And it sounds so silly, right? But I think it's such a common problem in Singapore, among so many Singaporeans, that so many of us don't know how to rest. It's like we have 14 or 18 days or 21 days of leave, and most of the time when we take leave, we already have something planned. For example, it's we might have a trip upcoming, we might have some errands we need to run for our home or for our personal lives, we might be meeting up with a friend that we haven't met with for a long time. But all these are things, yes, it's fine to do them on your day off, but it just seems like the Singaporeans, or rather just a lot of people that I've met around in my life, can't seem to have a day with no agenda. And I'm very guilty of that, very, very guilty of that, and I'm very aware of that as well. I used to think, well, I didn't think it was a problem. I don't really want to call it a problem, but in the recent years, after I've learned to slow down, I realized that there's so much beauty and calm and wonder and awe in doing nothing or just being still. And it took me such a long time to kind of rewire and train my nervous system to be still, be okay with being still, be okay with doing nothing. And I mean, I didn't pay for a lot of money for some guru to teach me how to do that. All I did was, in 2014, I took a step back from work and told my team that I was gonna watch my health, watch my mental well-being a lot more, and then take up less projects. At the same time, I think that year we didn't really have that many projects, and we were kind of letting our team be more independent and go out without us. So a lot of the months, it felt quite slow, and to be honest, it was very, very strange. It felt really weird for me to sit around, do nothing, because it just made me feel like I was not being a useful person, like I was not contributing, like I wasn't shining, I wasn't fulfilling my potential. So these kind of thoughts keep coming to mind. But after I've learned to look at it from a different perspective, and also after understanding that my energy type is a projector based on human design, it just made a lot more sense for me to rest more, because I've never ever truly rested my whole life. It's just been non-stop. After primary school, secondary school, after secondary school, JC, I took a gap year break, but in that gap year I filled it with lots of activities, lots of volunteer work, lots of tuition jobs, lots of travel trips. And then it was 4 years of university in Australia, followed by 6 years of work in a government hospital here in Singapore. So really, I think the only time I kind of had a break, which was maybe when I had my career break before I started orderly. But then again, I did say in another video that I couldn't really rest, which was why I decluttered my home, right? And if you're interested to find out a little bit more about that, how it all started, how my whole journey started, you can watch this video here. I'll link it in the description box below and over here as well. So yeah, even till today, I have to constantly remind myself that it is okay to rest and that I am not worthless if I rest and if I do nothing. I feel really heart pain when I see people around me not being able to rest. And I know that this is another reason could be because Singapore is summer all year round. We don't have the 4 seasons. So unlike the countries with 4 seasons, they would typically wind down and slow down when they are approaching winter time. So I feel like for a lot of us here in Singapore, especially also if you know that you are a projector type by human design, it is very important to protect your boundaries and know how much is too much. So for example, right now, I've kind of figured out what's the appropriate amount of work that I can cope with while still having sufficient bandwidth, energy, physical and mental energy left to be the person I want to be, largely being a present mom, being a present human being to anyone in my life, my husband, my kids, my family, my friends. And I think it's at times I may forget to protect my time and boundaries and accept way too many client projects. But when I can sense my body telling me to slow down, meaning it starts to have ailments and aches and hives, I will make a conscious effort to take on less projects in the subsequent weeks and months, just so I can stay present, allow myself to be the best version of myself for others. So if you have been a hustler, non-stop worker, chiongster in Singapore terms, I hope this video serves as a gentle reminder to rest when you need. And every time you rest, ask yourself how you feel, and if you feel guilty, remind yourself that it is okay to rest. You are worthy as you are, and your worth is not based on your outputs or what you achieve. I hope this video resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video.